Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week. A man in California has been hospitalized after he was the victim of a home invasion this week in the city of Santa Rosa. According to reports, the victim had invited one of the perpetrators to his home on Thursday, but the 19-year-old brought others with her with the intent to commit a robbery. When the 19-year-old asked to smoke a cigarette outside, she let her 3 accomplices in the back door, one of whom was armed with a shotgun. A struggle then ensued between the 4 invaders and the homeowner. While the victim was being kicked and beaten to the ground, he managed to grab a knife and strike a fatal blow against one of his attackers. The intruder with the shotgun fired into the air, but the weapon jammed, allowing the victim to grab a hold of it and wrestle it away. He then fled to a neighbor's house and called the police. The intruder who was stabbed during the attack was later pronounced dead at a local hospital. His girlfriend was arrested on suspicion of participating in the robbery. It is unclear whether the other suspects have been arrested at this time. This week, representatives from the Wagoner County Sheriff's Office announced that they had made an arrest in the disappearance of 53-year-old Talina Galloway. Galloway had been reported missing from her Oklahoma residence in April of last year by her roommate, Cor Bamelli. Bamelli has now been charged with Galloway's murder. The arrest follows the discovery of Galloway's remains on January 14th. The badly decomposed body was found in a sealed freezer in a wooded area of Polk County, Arkansas. Though police initially did not suspect Bamelli's involvement in the crime, it became clear through the course of the investigation that she knew more than she was telling detectives. As Bamelli's behavior became increasingly suspicious and she started to give inconsistent statements to police, the investigation turned towards her, at which time she cut off communication with detectives. Bamelli was arrested in Dane County, Wisconsin, and is expected to be extradited to Oklahoma to face charges of first-degree murder and desecration of a corpse. Police in Warren County, Kentucky say that a woman is facing animal cruelty charges this week after 63 dogs were found living in unsanitary conditions on her property. Animal control officers responded to an anonymous tip on Thursday afternoon, investigating allegations that 71-year-old Donna Byard was running a puppy mill out of her residence. In a barn behind Byard's home, they reportedly discovered a disturbing scene, with feces covering the floor of the animal's living space and completely built up in a drain running the width of the barn. Byard has been charged with 63 counts of animal cruelty, and the dogs have since been removed from her home. She is expected to appear in court in early February. On Saturday, Mexican authorities announced the discovery of 19 shot and burned bodies near a town just across the Rio Grande from Texas. The area has been the site of vicious territorial disputes between competing organized crime groups in recent years, and is a major smuggling transit point for drugs and migrants. The bodies were found on a stretch of dirt road just outside Camargo after police received reports about a burning vehicle. When investigators arrived on scene, they found 2 vehicles on fire, one containing 4 bodies, the other containing 15. All of the victims had been shot, but there were no shells recovered at the site, leading authorities to believe that the killings had taken place elsewhere. It is rumored that some of the victims were Guatemalan migrants, though this has yet to be confirmed. Indianapolis police say they are currently investigating the city's largest mass casualty shooting in more than a decade, after a violent incident on Sunday morning left at least 5 people dead. Authorities were first called around 4 a.m. to respond to a single shooting, and discovered a boy with gunshot wounds on the city's northeast side. He was rushed to hospital in critical condition, but is expected to survive. Roughly 40 minutes later, police received information that led them to a nearby home, where they found multiple people dead inside from apparent gunshot wounds. The victims have been identified as 42-year-old Kezzy Childs, 42-year-old Raymond Childs, 18-year-old Elijah Childs, 13-year-old Rita Childs, and 19-year-old Kiara Hawkins. Hawkins was pregnant at the time of her death. Sadly, doctors could not save her unborn child. It is believed that the juvenile first discovered by police was injured in the same shooting that killed the other victims. So far, police have said that they believe the horrific incident was not random, but have not released any information about a motive or any possible suspects. The former CEO of the Iowa chapter of Make-A-Wish America was arrested on felony charges this week, following accusations that she had embezzled tens of thousands of dollars from the charitable organization. According to reports, 40-year-old Jennifer Woodley turned herself into authorities in Des Moines on Thursday and now faces 2 charges of first-degree theft as well as the unauthorized use of a credit card. Make-A-Wish Iowa says that 2 months after Woodley became the group's president in the summer of 2019, she secretly awarded herself an unapproved $10,000 bonus that she lumped in with legitimate payments that had been earned by other employees. She also allegedly made 84 unauthorized purchases on an organization credit card over a 10-month period, which totaled more than $23,000. The items and services purchased were apparently for personal use, and the organization says that Woodley never reimbursed them. Each of the charges that Woodley faces is a Class C felony, carrying a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. According to her lawyer, Woodley maintains her innocence and looks forward to her day in court. A man in Houston has been charged with felony theft following a bizarre incident on Thursday night in which he allegedly stole an ambulance and took it to a local fast food restaurant. According to police, 36-year-old Ronaldo Leonard jumped into the ambulance while paramedics were on a call and drove it 4 miles to the nearest Jack in the Box, where he proceeded to order food from the restaurant's drive-thru lane. Leonard reportedly left the emergency lights on for the duration of his time in the vehicle. He was easily tracked to the Jack in the Box location, where he was arrested without incident and taken to Harris County Jail. Prosecutors have asked that Leonard be denied bail at this time, pointing to his previous convictions for drug possession and robbery. A South Carolina couple is facing charges this week after police say they filmed themselves performing sex acts inside a glass gondola on the Myrtle Beach Skywheel. 36-year-old husband and wife Lori and Eric Harmon were arrested on January 16th after they uploaded a video of their exploits to an adult website. According to reports, this is apparently not the first time the couple has gotten into trouble for filming sex acts in public. In December, they were arrested for a similar incident that took place at a resort in a community pool. Lori Harmon has been charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure, 2 counts of participation in preparation of obscene material prohibited, and 1 charge of malicious injury to personal property valued at $2,000 or less. Eric Harmon, meanwhile, has been charged with 1 count of indecent exposure and 2 counts of participation in preparation of obscene material prohibited. That's it for this edition of Crimes of the Week. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest releases. Thank you for watching.